back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different. I'm going to do a Q&A and answer the questions that you put to me via my Instagram, where I said, ask me anything. So it's going to be a mix of fitness and health related questions and some personal questions that you guys ask me. So you can get to know me a little bit better and get to know my thoughts on some of the fitness and health related questions. And hopefully it helps you and you get the answers that you want to hear to progress and add to your fitness or life, whatever that may be. So the first question, and I think a really important question, is how do I stay motivated to train on a daily basis? Answer is I don't train on a daily basis, but I stay motivated because I have a set of goals. And I've spoken about this before on my blog and on Instagram. And motivation, I believe, comes from goals and knowing what you want to achieve. If you don't have a goal, you're kind of aimlessly training and you don't really know why, whether that's be, oh, I want to lose weight or I want to gain muscle. Okay, but I like to really get specific on those goals and put down timelines, put down a deadline for completion. It makes a big difference. Write it down, focus on it, see it every day, and then you know what you're getting motivated for. Motivation can come in a way of a few forms too. I've also spoken about internal motivation and external motivation too. I think the majority has to come in internally from yourself, but a little bit, whether that be your family, you're motivated to work harder, get a better job, get a pay rise to help your family live a better life. That can be an external motivating factor too, that plays a big role in staying motivated and achieving what you want to achieve. For me, it is internal 90% and external probably 10% when it comes to my training as well. I want to keep progressing and be healthy for my family, be around, show Harley great ways of exercising and getting outside and staying healthy and living an active lifestyle. For me, that's a big external factor, but the rest comes from within and constantly wanting to improve my health and fitness and be better at everything that I'm doing in that field. So that's the answer. Let's get on to question 2. Question 2 is, what do I suggest for someone that has stubborn belly fat? And that is another thing that I put on my Instagram a fair bit and talk about, and that has been in a calorie deficit, eating less calories than you're burning on a daily basis in combination with exercise. Of course, there can be medical reasons why you're finding it harder to lose weight, and especially on the belly, it is a common area for all of us to store weight. That's the way that we're made to protect our organs and get us through the colder times, but exercise and being in a calorie deficit is the way to go. You can't spot reduce fat, which means you can't lose fat from a particular area, and sit-ups aren't going to help you lose fat over your abs. It's got to come from your whole body, and then gradually you'll lose weight from certain areas. For a lot of us though, belly, butt and thighs is the last spot that we lose fat as well. So it is a long process sometimes. You've got to be patient, but it does come down to being in a calorie deficit, eating properly, eating healthy, and training and exercising to help speed up that calorie burning process. Question 3. To question 3, and leading back from my last question regarding belly fat, is the best exercises to lose weight. And that, my answer is, every exercise is the best exercise to lose weight, because if you're doing exercise, you are in the process of burning calories, getting your heart rate going, getting your body and your metabolism working too, and that is going to help you lose fat. I don't like saying lose weight, because you can lose good weight too. You don't want to be eating into muscle mass, so you really want to be losing fat. And for exercise, that is any exercise, whether it's sprinting, longer type cardio sessions at a steady pace, weightlifting, calisthenics, my favourite, involving a lot of HIIT training. For me personally, sprinting and HIIT, high intensity interval training, has really worked the best when I'm going into a fat loss phase. So I recommend getting into some HIIT and some sprint work if you're not already exploring that option, and see how that works for you as well. It comes back to being in a calorie deficit too, because if you're doing all that and you're eating more than you're burning, it's going to be tough effort to lose body fat on top of that. Next question is, again, one of my favorites, one I get asked a lot, and that is my advice for skinny people to build muscle. Does it require extra sleep, food, different exercises? My answer to that is yes, to a degree, all of the above. If you're trying to gain weight and gain muscle, it is the opposite to losing those. So you need to be eating more, you need to be eating in a surplus, consuming more food than what your body needs on a daily basis. So you've got that excess calories for your body to turn it into muscle. However, that will only turn into muscle if you are training and training right. Resistance training, as you know from me, that doesn't have to come from the gym and lifting weights. I'm all body weight, solely calisthenics work, and that provides more than enough resistance if you know what you're doing to build muscle. For me, I'm a skinny person, so it is harder for me to build muscle. So protein intake is crucial in terms of your overall macros, as well as I just said, making sure you're eating enough. Another factor to that, though, is recovery. You've got to give yourself enough time to recover if you are training and pushing yourself to the limit. So that gets into sleep, that gets into massage, stretching, days off, rest days, all of the above. It's not just one thing. You've got to do the combination of it and be persistent. Gaining muscle, especially if you've been training for a long time, is tougher than if you're a beginner. So just stick to it. A great question, one I hear often as well. It's funny, a lot of you guys are asking the same questions, and that's good because then I know what I need to answer to help you guys improve. So how often should I train for muscle gain? It kind of leads off from the previous question, but that really depends on how new you are to training and resistance training and so forth. If you're new and you're a beginner, you can see muscle gain and gains from working out 3 times a week, even 2 times a week in the first 6 months of training. As you progress, funnily enough, if you've been training for a few years, you'll know that muscle gain is actually harder to come by because your body's more used to it. It's properly trained, and building muscle does take time and patience. So for a beginner, if you're new to training, 2 to 3 times a week is enough, or should be enough, for the majority of people to start seeing gains after a few months. Some earlier than others too. It really depends on your frame and your genetic makeup to a degree. If you've been training for a while, like myself, I'm 15 years of working out now, it is a lot harder to come by. I'm training 6 days a week, and muscle gains are slow, but they do happen. You've just got to remember to train correctly, give yourself rest, and eat in a surplus. So you might be needing to train 5 times a week, 6 times a week for that. But it is the right training for you too. Not all training works. For me, lifting weights and hitting the gym didn't work. It wasn't until I switched to calisthenics that I started to see muscle gains again that I hadn't been getting in the gym for years. So you need to know what suits your body too. I'm a big fan and believer of that there isn't one size fits all. You need to find the best for you. Right, last fitness and health related question before I answer a few quick personal questions about myself. And that question is mistakes that you can do right after a workout and while dieting. So that's 2 questions in one. Mistakes that you can do after a workout, in my opinion, and I found out the hard way, is a proper cool down and stretch or recovery, whether that be a light jog or a walk, something to slowly bring your heart rate down, cool your body, and then do some stretching, or a recovery in terms of hot water, cold water, massage, things like that, just to let your muscles and your nervous system just unwind and relax is important, as well as giving yourself rest after too. You don't want to smash a workout, absolutely wreck your body, wreck your muscles, and then go and do something else super strenuous on top of that. It doesn't give yourself time to recover, so that is a mistake. Mistake while dieting, I would say, would be depriving yourself of food, say during the week, getting to Friday or Saturday, and then absolutely binging. I have come to realise it is very important to be able to eat everything that you want, but know how much of that you're eating. So it's everything in moderation. That stops the cravings, it stops you getting to the weekend after you've been in a deficit all week, you've been eating super healthy meal preps, and then just going, fuck it, I'm going to eat whatever I want, and then you totally just blow out the week and it's undone. That is a mistake, and the most common mistake that I hear while dieting too. So allow yourself something, whether it's a scoop of ice cream every night, a bit of chocolate, whatever you want, count it in your macros so you know how much you're eating and allow for it. That is it. I'm going to get into some personal questions now, and the first one of that being, how tall am I? I am 6'3" or 191 centimeters. For those of you that work in centimeters, I'm also 31. I turned 31 in May. Crazy how time flies. When I was 18, I used to look at people my age and think they were grandpas, but I'm not feeling like a grandpa. I am feeling a little bit old when I say that number, but let's hope I can stay young and keep being healthy and active. That's my goal for as long as possible too. How old was I when I got my first tattoo? I do have a few now, but I was 18 when I got my first one. It was my surname, Fox, on the back of my right shoulder blade, and I was in Riga, Latvia actually. So I think all my tattoos, I haven't been home for one of them, maybe because I'm trying to avoid my dad from stopping me. He's not the greatest fan of tattoos, I think. So I tend to do them when I'm overseas, but that was my first one, the name on the back of my right shoulder when I was 18. The question is, how much water do I drink on a daily basis? A little bit fitness related. I try and drink a heap of water, 5, 6, 7 litres. Not sure what that is in gallons for you guys using gallons, so apologies there, but I try and drink a lot. Obviously, especially when it's hotter. I'm in Sweden right now for summer, and it has been stinking hot every day, so I'm trying to smash water. I can feel myself at the end of the day, if I'm doing a workout or a jog, I can feel myself start to cramp in my legs, which is meaning I haven't been drinking enough too, so I really should be focusing on even drinking more than the 6 litres that I have been doing so, which leads me into my final question that I'll answer for today is, why am I spending so much time in Sweden? And that is because my wife, Vilda, is Swedish. She's from Stockholm. All her family are still here. Her friends are here too. So we've come back for the summer to escape Melbourne's winter and to visit her family and friends, show Harley Sweden, and just enjoy this beautiful city that is Stockholm. I love it. It is one of my favourite cities in the world. So it's really lucky that we get to hang out here. If you haven't been to Stockholm, I highly recommend you checking it out. All right, guys. I hope you got a lot out of that. More so the fitness-related questions than me talking a little bit about myself. But give the video a thumbs up if you did. Stay tuned for the video coming up. I made of the Maldives and the boat trip that I was on. Stayed on a super yacht, and that is epic. I'm going to put that up on YouTube in the next week or two. Probably one of the best weeks of my life. So you will enjoy that video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. There's a new video every Thursday where I try and give you guys some value and help you with your workout, fitness, and health. Until then, I will see you later.